Last time on The Incorrigible Party.
Gaining further assistance from Campbell, the party receives potions of healing, and Campbell once again agrees to supply them with a water-breathing concoction.
We're about to sail across a kraken-infested sea here. I want us to be able to breathe underwater if need be.
Retiring to the jacked eel for rest and lodging while they wait for the following morning to set sail, the party encounters Tolstov, the infinite hero, telling his embellished tale of his heroic efforts during the Kraken attack. Overhearing this, Shaft craftily calls his bluff.
Tolstov! I jump up on the bar. Thank God you're here! We're heading out to kill the Kraken tomorrow, and someone like you would be a great person to have along with us. Come join us!
Left with no choice but to agree to aid the party in slaying the Kraken, Tolstov quickly retires to his room, feigning the need for a good night's rest before departing. Enjoying a hot shepherd's pie and getting to know Mia a little better, the party eventually beds down for the night themselves. While doffing her armor, Shakara discovers a small piece of parchment stuffed between two overlapping sections. It appears to be a note from Campbell.
Guten Tag, Shakara. I did not want to say anything in front of your friends, but I must speak to you about a matter of great wonder. Please, come to the shop as soon as you can.
Successfully slipping out of the jacked eel, Shakara arrives at Campbell's, where they discuss the contents of a mysterious package that arrived on Campbell's doorstep.
Oh, what was that you wanted? More adventure? You got it.
I'd probably want to kind of have a small chat and just regroup with Shaft about, the past couple days happenings, and now that we've got some privacy together. I don't know if there's anything Shaft wants to say to Falzern.
Yeah, I think we have a bit of a discussion. Well, now that Bryn's gone and Gozer, we got to keep in mind the ultimate goal here is we still need to take care of these towers.
Yeah, you make a good point, Shaft. I know we haven't known each other very long, but I appreciate having you around. You've really been by my side. You've helped all of us. Well, unfortunately, no longer Bryn and Gozer, but we've put up a good fight against everything that's come across our path, and I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate everything you've done. I get the impression you're a guy who kind of likes to stick to himself. Maybe not the most eager to make new friends, but I considered you a friend, Shaft. Just wanted you to know that.
And I you too. We sort of got thrown together here in this mess. But the only reason I bring it up is I know you don't necessarily know the people that I deal with, but if we don't finish the job, and somebody might be sent after me.
Oh,
and
I see.
I think if we can get your friends to take care of this Kraken, maybe at that point we can go finish this thing up, and Shakara and Mia will join us potentially. Maybe we need to talk to them about it.
Yeah, I hope they will, and I didn't realize that, Shaft. I can see how that might be stressing you out. To be honest, that was one of the main reasons I came over from Heraklion, was to investigate this power or magic, whatever it is, that's coming from these towers. So I've got no objections to dealing with that. And now that I know that it's this important to you, I'm on board with getting that done as soon as we can. But I think this is a very clear and present danger right in front of us that we need to do something about at first.
I mean, we got a lot of stuff going on, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what's going to happen with Izzy? I mean, is she sort of a non-subject? Are we done with her?
I expect if I don't contact her in the near future, I'm going to hear from her. And as we've kind of touched on before, I think there's a good chance that we did deal the fatal blow to Erica, but if by some freak chance she survived, that's going to bring up a whole can of worms that I really don't want to have to deal with. So I'm kind of just hoping that I can have as much reprieve from Isabella as we can while we're dealing with these other things. And then, eventually when she reaches out to me, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Well, I do remember when we talked before, some time back, once we were to kill Erica, your thought was Isabella would help us with the towers, and
that's true.
I just wanted to see if that was still on the table.
Well, I guess now's as good a time to any to talk about it. I mean, I'd appreciate your opinion. You know that I'm not certain of Isabella's allegiances and goals. I have some ideas, and I've made some guesses as to what she wants, but I feel like she's a bit of a wild card. Do you think it's worth getting in touch with her and seeing what we can get from her, whether it be her to come fight in some way with her power, or perhaps she's willing to give me more power, or us some magical items that might aid us, or is it too risky?
I don't know. I don't like either one. I mean, Danzig's obviously in with the other part of the coven, and they're not up to much good either. I don't still know how much I want to be involved with any of these guys.
That's my thinking. It's tough because if she ends up being an ally, she may have vast amounts of power that could help us against these towers. But who knows, what errand she's going to want to send me on next, perhaps. Maybe this taking out Erica was just job number one, and she's going to have something else she wants me to do next, with a threat coming along with it if I don't do it.
Well, I guess let's just see if we can make the boat ride to Heraklion and worry about it then.
Yeah. That's my thinking. I don't know. I guess we see what happens with this Kraken and then move on to the towers as quickly as we can, so that you don't have someone tracking you down, and we can maybe revisit the idea then.
Well, I think mainly just keep an eye out for anybody that looks a little suspicious. You never know.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you telling me, because I certainly will be keeping a keen eye for anyone who, might be creeping up behind you with ill intent.
Sort of roll over and go, "Good night."
Okay. Good night, Shaft.
In the middle of the night, you are all woken up by this scream. And the smashing of glass. I'm sure Falzarin and Shaft are getting flashbacks to their night in Goldham as the gargoyles attacked and abducted Falzarin. And you hear the scream again one last time, and then silence.
Did it come from an adjoining room?
Yeah, it sounded fairly muffled, and from within the tavern.
Shakara will grab her sword and run to the direction that she thought it came from.
I will do the same.
Hammers in hand, I'm following her.
Yeah, I'll reluctantly get up, shake my head, thinking about, can I just get a good night's sleep?
And you guys see Barry. No, just kidding. You guys pet Barry, goddammit.
Just pet him.
So you guys open the doors to your room, and you see many of the other patrons staying there doing the same. And they all just kind of cautiously poking their heads into the hallway, all but one door.
Run to that door. Throw it open.
And it is unlocked, and you see this curtain billowing in the wind of the night, and shattered glass of the window on the floor, littering the floor. And you see Tolstov dead in his bed, with a sword driven through his chest.
Gosh, he was really committed not to go.
Wow.
Is there
That's a hell of a way to kill
anybody
yourself.
else in the room?
You can do a perception check.
I was gonna say I'm gonna do a perception.
I'd like to kind of study the scene and gather any amount of evidence that I might be able to see.
17.
My perception's terrible. Average. I'm tired.
Well, I'm just going to look real quick at the room, and then I want to run to the window and look out the window.
Falzarin got a 3, so.
It is quite dark, but there's still some ambient light from the street drifting in. But you don't see anybody else in the room. It does appear to be empty, aside from the sparse, furniture, normal furniture you'd find in a bedroom. And running to the window, you do get there in time to see a figure dropping down to the street and sprinting off into the dark.
I'm going to go down to where he landed and ran off and look at the prints and see if they're similar to the cultist prints that we were following earlier. Same type of track.
Yeah, so as you move down into the street, I don't know if anyone is accompanying Shaft.
I would say at the window, I would yell, "He's outside!" And then I would run down.
How high up are we at that window?
It's a second story.
I think I would jump out the window after him.
Absolutely. All right. So, okay, so you're going to take some falling damage.
Yeah, that's fine. I think thematically that's what I would do, so.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, the window is only about 15 feet up, so you only take 1d6 of damage. So you take 3 falling damage, 3 bludgeoning, and you kind of get to the ground, and you don't see any sign of this figure as they've rounded a corner down the street. I don't know if you want to give chase.
I would chase a little bit.
Yeah, I'm chasing.
Right, so Mia, you take ahead. You are obviously having dropped out of the window ahead of Shaft and Shakara. Shaft and Shakara, you get down, and you see, some of the other patrons are they're like talking much, just like, my goodness, not the infinite hero, oh no, as people have started to peer into his room, and you see someone kind of yelled and, mention running to get a guard, and they kind of sprint out of the tavern as you guys are leaving as well, and you get around and you see Mia just taking off down the road. So if Shakara, you want to give chase, Shaft, you still want to look at and kind of look over the prints?
I'm going to check, for prints.
Okay, so Shakara, you give chase. Falzern, what are you doing?
I'm probably going to come down and do what Shaft is doing, looking for prints. But I will follow. I'm going to only spend a short amount of time studying the prints, and then I'm going to follow the two of them running after.
Okay, Shaft, make survival. And Falzern, you can make a survival check as well.
Natural 20 for Falsey.
14.
So these prints do look different. They look like they're more of like a heavy boot, like maybe like a type of work boot, as opposed to like a normal pair that one would maybe wear, like different than what you would wear adventuring for sure. Yes, some like kind of a wider sole. It seems to be fairly large, like from a large shoe size as well. The impression is sunk fairly deep into this kind of muddy patch that you've managed to find that this person has run through. But they do look different than what you observed on the cultist trail outside of your hut.
Okay, I think once we take a few seconds to look at that, we'd follow along too.
Mia, you kind of round this corner, this figure is spied down, and you see them about 70 feet in front of you. And they're just continuing to run. I don't know, Shakara, if you shout out to Mia at all? Because now she's 40, 50 feet ahead of you as you're running.
No, I would just keep running after her. I don't want to scare him.
The street is fairly lit as well, as there are the odd torch, lighting the streets and the walkways along it.
I think I just keep sprinting. Fast as I can.
So you're all just kind of going to follow.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna make chase as well and just try and keep up to them as much as I'm able to.
Mia, you take another left and then a quick right as they come into focus, and then you lose them, and then you round a corner and you see them turning one ahead of again, and you eventually round a corner to your right, and you are met with just like a dead end, a brick wall.
Can I do a perception?
Yeah, absolutely. And Shakara, you quickly catch up as Mia has stopped now, as you see her kind of investigating this wall.
14.
Where did they go?
I don't know. I thought I was right behind him, and then all of a sudden, dead end.
Yeah, you see footsteps. The trail, they end right at the wall, as if whomever made them vanished.
How tall is the wall?
It's like the kind of the side of this 30-foot building.
Is there any ledge or window or anything?
It's like this kind of sheer. It's like the back of this sheer building that's brick wall.
So you can't jump it.
I'm going to push on the bricks to see if they move.
Okay, random bricks.
Yep. Random bricks pushing.
Okay. I guess you can make an investigation check. And Shaft and Falzer and you now have caught up as well. And you see Shakara poke, tentatively
Poking a brick.
testing individual bricks of this wall.
So I come up and I see her doing this, and I see,
Shakara, you are unable to find any bricks that move. You know, maybe you find the odd one that's kind of loose in its mortar, but otherwise there's no give to any of the sections of the wall that you are pushing on.
I see Shakara and Mia here in kind of this dead end. And I say, "Where'd he go? What'd you see?"
The trail ends here. He turned the corner. He or she, I guess, and look, the footprints stop and straight up the wall. Vanished.
No sign of him.
Ghost. Right through the wall. I don't know.
So is there any mud on the wall or anything that would indicate it went up?
No, it seems like the wall. There's no like muddy footprints on the wall at all. The trail kind of ends about like 5 feet from this wall, as if someone just stopped and stood.
I'm gonna investigate, see if I can see any trapdoors on the ground or on the wall.
Anyone else that wants to do so could also.
I'm going to use my Wand of Secrets, I think.
4.
I'll do it just because.
I'm still randomly poking bricks.
My investigation is 16.
So as Shaft, you're kind of inspecting the ground, and Mia kind of joins him. Shakara covering the wall. Falls in, and you kind of cock your head a little bit, and you just draw your Wand of Secrets.
Oh, this old thing. Totally forgot about it. So yeah, I think I just kind of like wave it through the air in a big long arc, and it activates. And is anything revealed? Am I aware of any?
Yes, so the wand can detect trapdoors or hidden passageways or traps within 30 feet of you. And you do kind of right around where Mia is fumbling on the ground. There's kind of this false, almost like the equivalent of a false floorboard, but it's kind of, coated with dirt. Right around where she's feeling with her hand, and you find it just before she gets to it. And as you kind of remove it, there is like this, what looks like this, it's this handle, like a crank handle.
This must have been how he got away.
So I'll pull on it.
And as you do, the section of the ground immediately in front of the footsteps begins to shake. It begins to lower.
All right, should we all go down?
After you.
I guess I came this far. I hop on.
Yeah, I'll follow.
As well.
Okay, you can all barely squeeze onto this one. It's like a 5x5 square, basically. You're all kind of squeeze onto this section. And it doesn't drop very far. It only drops about 3 feet down. And there it drops into this tunnel. It's like a 3-foot by 5-foot tunnel.
I'll take off. I can still run.
Yeah, Shaft's good.
Yeah, I'll take off.
I duck down. I assume it's dark. Is there any light?
It is dark down here, yes.
I mean, I guess I'm ducking, but yeah.
Yeah, goggles on.
So is Mia running blindly in the dark?
I can cast light cantrip.
Okay.
I will follow behind Mia then with her light.
I'll just touch one object. Let's see. I don't know. I'll hold out my hammer and turn it into a light.
Oh, nice. I think Falzarin's getting more and more jealous of this hammer the more he sees it.
As you get off this platform, as soon as all the weight is off of it, immediately begins to rise back
Springs
up
back
to
up.
the street.
Hope we can figure out how to get out of here.
You are now down in this passage. Continuing forward,
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's go.
you can see it's supported every about 15 feet. There are like wooden supports like bracing it, and it's not a very large tunnel, but it's clearly goes directly under whatever building you were on the back of. And it continues for about 100-ish feet. Shaft, no problem obviously for you walking down here. You are moving much more quickly with the others as they literally have to get on their hands and knees.
In full plate armor.
Yeah, basically crawl through this.
The two girls are in plate armor.
If you could outpace them if you did want to go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm going full throttle.
At the end of it, you see, the opening into what looks like a basement, and peering over the ledge, kind of discarded on the ground, about 7 feet down is like what would be like a vent covering, basically, right? Like kind of like this shutter that's been removed from this opening by the person you are chasing.
So the lid's laying off to the side, and there's a hole in the ground going down.
Picture it, you're coming in, the tunnel is coming in through the side of a wall of a basement. You're just kind of up near the top of the ceiling of this basement. And the cover for this hole has been removed by whomever was ahead of you.
Oh, I see. I got it.
Chucked it, jumped in.
There's kind of like assorted barrels and stuff. It seems to be some type of storage down here.
So when I saw the figure running away from the tavern, did it look like he looked like a big individual, right? Somebody would have had to crawl through this passageway.
Yeah.
Like they are.
Yeah.
Okay, so as soon as I get to the end, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna listen, because I think I probably made some pretty good headway on him. Do I hear anything?
Make a perception check.
15.
You do hear like the sound of objects being moved. It seems like whoever is making the noise is still trying to be somewhat quiet, but they're not like taking things and throwing them around. But it seems like somebody is shuffling things around further into this basement.
So these boxes and stuff, is there anything that I could jump on from where I am? Just to get a better view.
Like into the room?
Yeah.
Well, as gaining any height, any boxes you crawled on, you would be going down.
Yeah, down into the pit, right? Like if they're stacked, so if I jump, I can jump on top of the boxes rather than down to the floor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna pull both my rapiers out and jump off onto one of the box lids.
Okay.
And sort of look around at wherever the noise seemed to be coming from, and see if I can get an idea where that is.
Now, from your new vantage point, you see the figure. They're moving wooden crates away from what looks like a smaller door set into the wall, basically across and kind of to the left of where you exited through this hidden tunnel, as if they're pulling away what looked like some type of makeshift barricade that was in front of this door. They're trying to now clear it.
Okay, is this a humanoid?
It does look humanoid, yeah. It's kind of got this shroud, a hood up, so you don't quite see any features, but he's got his back to you, right?
Do I get the impression he knows I'm there, or he is just too busy doing what he's doing to notice me?
Seems like he's quite occupied with his current task.
Okay, I'm gonna put my rapiers back in, grab my manacles, and I'm gonna jump down and try to clap one on his wrist.
Nice.
I guess this is kind of like a grapple. What did we do? I'm trying to remember what we did way back with the Arcanist. Let's make a contested grapple, and you have advantage on this.
That's better. Okay, better with advantage. 17.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. So you are able to get one of his wrists, manacle one of his wrists. What are you doing with the other end of it? Like what?
I'm just holding it right now. I'm trying to clamp onto one of his wrists. Once I get him under, I'm going to try to pull it and lock it onto to his leg. Like pull it behind him and lock it so his leg and his arm are strapped behind him.
Okay. And yeah, you do. You kind of. He's got this barrel in both hands, and you're able to get onto one of his wrists and yank it back and catch him by surprise. And the barrel drops and crashes to the floor. And you lock his arm to his leg, and you see him struggling. And he's kind of wearing, it's more of a cloak with a hood. As he struggles, his one arm, like it's a huge arm, like it's bulging against the fabric. Like he's a big boy. But you seem to have successfully got him. He kind of reels on you.
My rapier sort of pushes hood back and say, look, if you're trying to kill somebody, you seem like a good assassin, but, and I really don't care about Tolstov. But what the hell are you doing?
And you actually recognize this man, Shaft. His name is Dellen.
Okay, Dellen. This Dellen person, have I had dealings with it in any way? I mean, would I consider him a business partner?
No, he's not like somebody you would have done a job for. He would be somebody much like in your position that would be taking jobs.
I'll look at him and go, Dellen?
And you see kind of this dawn of recognition. He's like, Shaft?
So I look up to the hole. Do I see those guys come in yet?
Yeah, I should say they probably... I don't know who was in the lead.
Mia.
Mia with her light. So yeah, you kind of see the light shining down this tunnel, and you see Mia poke the big hammer forward, and you see her head poke out the tunnel.
Did they see me do these things? Or did they come in after I already had him
They're
manacled?
now, so now they're getting here, and they're just now seeing him manacled up with you with your sword up, holding him up, basically.
Nice catch, Shaft.
Thanks! I sort of lean down to him and I go, you got yourself in a bit of a mess here, don't you? And just say that quietly so they don't hear it. I'll go, just play along. And I sort of step back and go, yeah, we got him. I mean, I think it's him.
That looks like the guy I was chasing.
What?
You killed Tolstov.
Yeah, why did you kill Tolstov? What did he do?
Who hired you?
I get my jobs from the same place as anyone else in Drukal.
In Drukal? I'm familiar with people getting jobs in Drukal, and I kind of glance over at Shaft.
I unlock the manacle that's on his leg and sort of stand him up and lock the other one onto his other wrist.
In front of him or behind him?
Behind him. Like the cops do.
Did you think you were gonna get out through the air vent? What were you doing?
Who was this man to you? It's no concern of yours, my business.
I agree. I didn't really have many attachments to him, and in fact, I found him a little bit annoying, to be frank. But
Murder is murder, and you shall be taken to the authorities.
And he looks at how well armed you are, Shakara. And you're telling me you've never taken someone's life with those you wield?
I have not someone that did not attack me first.
That's semantics.
Do I see this little door that he was trying to uncover?
Yeah, absolutely. You guys can see behind him, and it's now partially uncovered from the work
What
he
does
was
it look
doing.
like?
It's just like a wooden door. There's a keyhole and a knob on it. Like it's just a standard door.
It's not some doorway with a flower on it or anything.
No, it is not. No.
where were you headed? Where's this door lead to?
Unhand me, and I can show you.
Why did you kill Tolstov?
I'm getting paid to.
By whom?
Again, not your concern.
Let us take him to the authorities. It is their concern.
Was it because they thought Tolstov killed Erica?
I don't know any Erica.
Okay, you didn't hear about Erica?
Look, I may have an idea who he's working for.
I stop. Hey, I'll take care of this. And I go, let's get him out of here. Sort of push him forward. I look over at Falzarin and just sort of give him a look.
Is there another way out of this basement?
No, seems to be just the tunnel that you guys came in.
I want to know if he has the key to the door.
Of course I have the key. You think I'd come down here to get away and not have a way out?
So I look at Shaft. Shaft?
We'll take him to the authorities.
Expecting you to get the key out, and you don't, so...
No, I mean, right. I mean, we're talking. I'm looking over at Falzarin.
Look, Mia and Shakara, I know this isn't perhaps the most upstanding situation we found ourselves in here, and that this guy's got himself into, but if he's working for this person I think he's working for, you don't really mess with this guy.
I give Mia a look.
Oh, okay, but we should get that key and...
Yeah.
See
and I
where
pull
he
it.
was
I
going.
reach in his pocket, try to find the key.
Yeah. He says, "Ugh,
And I chuck it over to her.
right one."
And I'll go, let's get out of here.
I do not like people being murdered at the hotel I was staying.
I don't either. I'm with you. I'm not a big fan of thoughtless killing of people.
I thought it through, I can assure you.
You are not helping yourself.
This is sort of my area of expertise here. I've dealt with people like
It
this
is the
before.
authorities' area of expertise.
Exactly, and I'm gonna take him there as soon as we get out.
We shall
Let's-
all take him there.
Where does that small door lead, murderer? Where does it go?
You have the key. Let's go. It just takes us out of the city.
Open the door. I have your back.
Yeah, let's see what's on the other side, I guess.
Grab the key from Shaft and open the door.
Yeah, so you guys just finished, like, uncovering and clearing it, basically, right? And you open the door into another, like, stone tunnel that seems to continue.
Would I know that it's going the direction of, like, the city walls or anything like that?
The location of, the jacked eel... Well, okay, why don't you roll a survival?
15.
Anyone else that would also like to could certainly do so.
15 for Falsey, too.
19.
So it's quite apparent to those that rolled that this, just based on the facing of the street from the jacked eel, and despite the twists and turns before going under, you kind of were able to orient yourself properly. And this tunnel seems to be heading towards the ocean, towards the water.
What's the? Are we going through this door then? I mean, we're walking through it now.
Well, you've opened it, and it's just this passage now.
How tall is it?
It's taller than the tunnel, but it's still only about 5 feet.
Hey, Shikara, Mia, can you guys go check it out and make sure we're not going into a trap?
Why don't we
It
all
feels
go check
like
it
a
out?
trap for you to send us
Yeah.
down there.
No, exactly. I mean, you guys go and I'll follow up behind. We know what's behind us.
Can
don't
we
know
get
what's
back
ahead
into
of
the
us.
other tunnel?
Yeah. You can certainly climb up there and try to figure out how to get the trap door back down. You see Dylan is kind of struggling against these manacles. He's kind of grimacing every so often.
And I'm pulling him like,
Sure. Heal, Dylan, heal.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely didn't rest.
This seems to lead out towards the ocean. Are we sure? I mean, what's out this way that we'd want to go to?
Nothing now. We need to go back to Campbell's in the morning.
I know.
And to the docks.
Look, buddy, it's been a long time since I've had a good rest, and I'm not impressed with you dragging us into this right now.
Yeah, let's just take him to the authorities.
Mia looks
Come on.
over at Shikara and says, I don't know, 100 more feet? Just as far as we came to get in here, see what there is?
Okay, you go first with your light, and I will bring up the rear. Keep these three in between us.
Okay, we're not gonna go too far. You'll be able to hear us scream, and, we might need backup, boys.
No, not leave them behind. Keep them with us.
Oh,
Keep a strong hold on this one here, Shaft. We can all venture forward a little ways, but I don't want this guy to make a break for it.
Agreed.
Okay.
okay. So I just kind of duck a little bit.
I'm going to be looking especially carefully and suspiciously of anything up ahead here that I might see that looks out of the ordinary.
All you can probably see is Shikara.
I'm going to be in the last. I'll be last.
I've got 60-foot vision if it's dark.
So you enter this passageway, and Dylan stands like this. He's a very large man. He stands like maybe 6'6", and he really has to stoop himself to get in here. And even just the width of his shoulders, he can barely squeezing through this passage, especially the limited mobility with his hands kind of behind his back.
All right. I'm not gonna push this guy through. So I unhook his manacle and move it around to the front side, and clasp it back on. And I look at him when I do it, and I act like I lock it back together again, and say, "All right, crawl out of here, you bastard!" And push him into the hole.
Okay, and he does comply with kind of grunts.
Okay. When we make eye contact, we sort of. You see what I'm getting at here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you do kind of get a very slight, like, knowing. He doesn't nod, but he kind of like bobs his eyes up and down, like he nods with his eyes. And continuing down this tunnel, it quickly starts to be to curve slightly, so it's not just this straight shot. It is, so you can't see all the way. Like, even if it was fully lit, you would be able to see all the way down to the end of it, but it does continue. Again, I don't know how far you want to travel. So it's just this stone, clearly carved stone passageway, and the walls they're kind of slick with moisture and growing moss on them. And above you, the ceiling of this tunnel is dirt, though. And again, much like the small hidden tunnel that you crawled through, it's got all this bracing to prevent it from collapsing. As you progress, you kind of this light breeze coming down this tunnel. You smell like the sea, like salt water, and as you get closer to what you can assume is its opening.
Okay, so I kind of turn around and tell everyone, you guys smell the sea? Like, I think we're by the ocean.
Yeah.
Should we keep going and just get the heck out of here instead of crawling all the way back, finding how to trigger a trap door and everything?
Yes, go on.
You know, my only concern is if he's working with someone and he's got a meetup point out here.
Go on carefully.
Okay. I mean, I'll keep an eye. So I keep going.
Maintaining status quo as far as marching order.
Status quo.
It's an ominous question.
Maybe he's got a boat waiting with a bunch of platinum on it, Falzarin.
Yeah,
And magic items.
Sure he does.
Anything I have out there is not for you. It's mine. As he's
see about that.
stooped and hunched over. And you follow this tunnel to the open air. And you see it opens up to the ocean itself and kind of this rocky, jutting rocks at this shoreline here. And it seems like this tunnel is cut through to this cliff. And you get out, and Mia, you see moored to one of these rocks is a small rowboat.
I walk over to the rowboat, my hammer light, and just take a look at it, see what's in it.
Yeah, nothing in it, just a couple oars.
And we're for sure on a cliff, so it's like either walk back or take this boat.
You're at like what would be the bottom of this cliff, right? So the rest of you, are you exiting the tunnel as well?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Falzarin, as you exit off to your right, you actually see the wreckage of Erica's hut. And you kind of realize just where you are. A distance outside of the docks of Pisces.
Yeah, so we're not terribly far. If we did want to walk back, we could follow the shoreline back to town.
Can we? Is it all rocky?
I think I remembered that we could walk around and up to her shack, up like a big hill type thing.
Yeah, from where you are, you just have to traverse through this bit of rocky terrain, and then eventually it does lead to proper like sandy shores. Yes.
Okay. Well, let's take him back. Let's take this bastard back and turn him in. Push him.
All right, let's go.
I can't navigate those rocks with my hands like this.
I guess you're gonna fall down, aren't you?
And he takes a step towards the boat.
As soon as we get on the rocks, the sort of the uneasiness of the rocks, and I'll go move, and I'll push him really hard.
And he pitches forward towards the boat and falls into it. And you see him get up. Now hands unmanacled. One side of the manacle is free, and he grabs both of the oars and attempts to row his boat out of these rocks.
Stop! Stop! Come back!
I'm gonna run over and grab onto the boat like I'm trying to pull it.
He kind of takes one of the oars and swings it at you and whacks you with it.
I'm gonna fall down.
What are the rest of you
I'm
doing?
gonna try and grab the boat.
Shaft, grab the boat! Grab the boat!
I did! I got oared!
How did he get out of those manacles?
Shakar bringing up the rear. He's got the boat unmoored and in the water and is quickly starting to row away as you dive in and chase him.
How deep is the water?
Well, you can't
I don't know.
really tell until you get in it, right?
Are we
Like,
pretty sure he was the killer? Pretty sure.
Yeah.
We saw
Are
him
you
jump
asking
out.
us?
Yeah.
Are you
I mean,
asking us in character?
He pretty much
I'm asking out of character.
admitted it when we were talking in the basement.
Oh, right. I chuck my hammer at his boat to put some damage in it.
I'm not gonna jump in the water after him.
Yeah, Falzarin's kind of making a not a full-fledged attempt to do anything about this.
I'm not gonna hurt him, I just want to hurt his boat.
Yeah.
Put a hole in it. Do I roll to attack the boat or what?
You absolutely. Go ahead and roll an attack.
Okay, so that's a 15, because I only rolled a 6.
Yeah, and this heavy hammer, you let it fly, and it smashes into the hull of this rowboat. So go ahead and roll your damage.
First D8 is 8. 15 damage. And I call the hammer back.
And it rocks him, and he sways, and he almost pitches overboard, but is able to stay on his feet. And he just keeps on rowing.
I pull out Bryn's bow, and I take a shot, and I want to try to not hit him, but make it look like I'm trying to hit him.
Sure.
Okay, 16.
And you kind of arc this arrow a little bit. New bow, maybe a little. It's a long bow too, so it's big for you.
Right. Right.
It's quite big for you. I don't know are you proficient with longbows?
I'm proficient with simple weapons, martial weapons.
Oh, okay, you're good then.
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
The arrow kind of arcs, and you see him move up his bulky frame, and it just whizzes by his shoulder as he kind of dodges your arrow and keeps rowing.
I'll go, son of a bitch! And I'll turn around.
How far away would he be?
He's probably about 60-ish feet by now, after his kind of second propulsion.
Falzring, can you freeze him?
That's a good idea, Shakara. Yeah, so I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost, and I'm not gonna aim very well. Well, I'm gonna.
Now, you'll do whatever you were. I mean, do you have any indication that.
I honestly just
I'm
want.
just sort of break away.
I
here.
honestly just want to be done with this guy. Falzarin does not want any more trouble at this point, and if he thinks that he's involved with Detmer, he really doesn't want that trouble. As much as Falzarin, tries to follow what's good and right. So I'll cast Ray of Frost at his boat. That's 21 to hit.
And so go ahead and roll your damage.
6 damage.
As your frost hits the hull of this rowboat, kind of the waves of the sea momentarily freeze, and you see him it lurches the boat as well as doing the damage. He kind of takes one of the oars and cracks away the ice that's holding him and continues to row. Boat still seeming to float just fine.
How far can I throw my hammer? I don't even know if I paid attention to that.
30 feet.
But he's getting further away.
Oh, he's
so.
much more than 30 feet now, yeah.
Well, do you remember what he looked like, Shakara? Because I don't.
Yes,
I know what he
I
looks
made
like.
note.
I think our best course of action here is to get back to the safety of the town, report what we found out to the authorities, and let them deal with it.
I agree. That is all we can do now.
Okay.
Think we head back around the beach area, or do you want to go back in?
There's a way back to town from the beach?
Yeah, we can go around here. We've been here before.
We can,
Okay.
but we know that there's nothing lurking in the shadows the way that we came. Why don't we just go back that way?
Yeah, we could, and we could probably check out what's in those boxes.
Do you know how to trigger the trapdoor from the inside?
I'm not certain, but it was pretty easy to operate the first time around. I'm guessing it's not all that complicated.
With your wand, I think it'll be easier.
Well, let's go. Jump back into the hole.
Shaft can run, the rest of us are crawling.
So you get back to this kind of basement area, and if you want to take a look in the boxes, yeah.
Yeah, well, look at
Loot the room.
Yeah, it seems a few of them have empty jugs and jars that you would have, that would house probably alcohol, maybe. Some of them have assorted moth-ridden linens. Everything in here looks very aged. Aside from the items that were being moved by Dellen, everything has got a thick layer of dust coating it. Doesn't seem to be anything really worth value. There's a barrel full of rusted weapons, various short swords, and a couple ripped rapiers in ill repair.
None of this belongs to us, but it would be good to make note of what is here to tell the authorities.
Yeah, we'll show them where the passageway is. Just go back up and try to mechanically figure out how to open that passage to get out.
Yes, and here there's no real need to have the hidden mechanism that lowers it is located like right on the back wall of this tunnel. You know, like it would have been behind you the way you were facing as you descended, and you are able to activate it once more and lift up to the street level. And as you head back to the Jacked Eel, now kind of moving more slowly through the streets, not at this quickened pace, giving chase to Dallin as he was fleeing the Jacked Eel, you now recognize exactly where you are in the city. Coming out of this trapdoor, and this tall brick wall is actually the back of Dorset Salvage, and it appears as this basement is under, and this past secret passageway goes under Dorset Salvage, which does kind of make sense, especially in hindsight, with just how close you actually were to Erica's hut, as Dorset Salvage is, of course, basically on the water, on the beach, in the docks, as close to the water as you can really get without being actually in a boat, basically. But you certainly do find your way back to the Jacked Eel.
So I think we go back, and I assume there's people.
Yeah, there are people still out there. There's now a guard present around. Getting back up to your rooms, you see that Tolstoff's body has already been removed from the Jacked Eel while you guys were away.
How far away is the guard, where the guards are, like this guard station, from where we are?
Like the one you reported
Yeah.
to? That's in the main part of Pisces, so it's on like the other side of the city.
So I'll just tell one of the guards that's there at the Jacked Eel what we saw and what happened and who we saw.
Do you tell him about the underground thing?
Yeah.
I think as we're talking to him, I'll say, yeah, he was obviously an assassin. We chased him, but as Shakara said here, he got away.
Yeah, and this guard's kind of scribbling these, taking your statement basically. And you mentioned like Shakara's name, and he recognizes your name now. It seems like you being highly spoken of amongst these guards now, at least known by name for sure. And he thanks you for attempting at least to try to catch this person. And they kind of filter out of the Jacked Eel. You see some other guards questioning other patrons of the tavern, people staying at the tavern, and seems the commotion again has died down once more.
I need to finish resting for the night. As fun as that was.
Yeah. Well, at least we don't have to deal with him on the trip, just in case he did decide to come.
Yeah.
That is a rather harsh thing to say of the dead. Though true.
And that's our... whatever. Hey, Incorrigibles. Incorrigiblites. Definitely not Lelanders. Thanks for listening. We all super appreciate you following along with our adventure. If you could take a few seconds to rate us on iTunes or wherever you listen to us, that would be great. We'd love your feedback, and it really helps our show grow. And if you like us, recommend us to a friend. If you hate us, recommend us to a friend, or share us on social media. Leland's got so much more up his sleeves, and it's a totally original homebrew. We would love to have more friends following along. We'd love to interact with you guys on Twitter at IncorrigiblePar. On Instagram and Facebook, we're at IncorrigibleParty. All our socials can be found on IncorrigibleParty.com. And on our site, you can get merchandise, character info, world lore, etc. This podcast was sponsored by Critical Hit Design at criticalhitdesign.com. Thanks to Tabletop Audio for allowing us to use any ambient sounds or music during our show. Intro and outro by Josh Jarvis. Contact him at jamesmercymusic@gmail.com for inquiries. Catch you next time!
Come now, Charles. This is where she said to take her. We're close. And they are close too. Sardo the Revenant in his new body, and Chucky the Zexan barboy navigate a winding stone tunnel by torchlight. Can't you take one end? She's heavier than she looks. Thrown over Chucky's bulbous hunchback is the unconscious, one-armed, blue-skinned body of Erica the Sea Hag. Oh, come, quit your complaining. Wait. No, 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 no! Another one of them has perished! Every day that passes is another day that I'm robbed of my vengeance. You mean our vengeance, right? Yes, our vengeance. We shall both have it soon, especially with this one's help. Do you hear that?
Thank you so much, Kralatina!
They reach the end of their tunnel in time to witness a large cloud of fog swirl around a group of robed figures, followed by heavy footsteps and the splash of figures diving into water.